Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Yasodhanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Yasodhanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yasodhanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Yasodhanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Om Vijubhad Paramahamsa Parivraja Gacharya Ashtotara Sata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace et si Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vijubhad Paramahamsa Parivraja Gacharya Ashtotara Sata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. प्रेम से को श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्यामा कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। जमुना माई की जय। श्रीमती तुलसी देवी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय। श्री श्री गौर निताई की जय। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ सुभद्रा बलदेव की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदी। All glories to the Samarivatis, all glories to the Samarivatis, all glories to the Samarivatis, all glories to Sri Guru Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasavutade Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunavadi Pasyate Datarine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. Yesterday we celebrated Balaram Purnima, the advent of Lord Balaram. So in the next few days, within 1 week time, there'll be the next most important advent of Lord Krishna, the younger brother of Lord Balaram. For those who are devotees of Lord Krishna, this is the most important festival to be celebrated. And for the next few days, we shall try to speak on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, with concentrated attention and trying to fix our mind on the Supreme Lord. How to understand Lord Krishna is very difficult. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad, nobody knows me. Natumam Veda Kastyana. No, nobody, because I'm the origin of everything. I'm the origin of the demigods. I'm the origin of all the living entities. Everything in the material or spiritual world, I'm the origin. So how to understand the origin? That is very difficult. We know our father, some may know grandfather, great-grandfather. That is very rare. Sri Gaunitai ki jai, Sri Radha Madan Mohan ki jai, Sri Jagannath Subhadra Baladev ki jai. Very few have been able to understand their great-grandfather, and what to speak of the earlier generations. It is only by the books of history and family genealogical books, we can understand who were our ancestors. What about the supreme ancestor, the origin of all our ancestors? Very few people are interested to know, because they think that the world is going on as automatically. It has been set into motion at the beginning. Maybe there was some big bang, and out of that explosion, all the world, planets, and all the forms, material forms, and laws of nature gradually took their shape and have given us this world. We are living here. We do not know how we have come. We don't know what is our destination. Anyway, we are trying to maintain the body, and that will be sufficient for our lives. We can try to become happy like this, maintaining this body. We don't need to inquire about the absolute truth. Those who are inquisitive, they will turn their mind towards the Vedic scriptures, and if they are fortunate enough, they'll meet a spiritual master who will give them the clue to understand what is life and how to achieve perfection in this human form of life. They are very fortunate. So now this is the opportunity here to try to understand a little more about what is our goal of life. Our goal is Krishna. Our mind should be fixed on Krishna. Krishna is everything. But who is Krishna and how to fix the mind on Krishna? That we shall try to do. It is the purpose of human life to always be thinking of Krishna and try to render service to Lord Krishna and the devotees of the Lord. But now, in 7 days from now, Lord Krishna himself appeared 5,000 years ago approximately, just at the end of Dwapara Yuga. From scripture, we know the advent of Lord Krishna. The personality of Lord Krishna is to be learned from the spiritual master, and the spiritual master will enlighten us on the basis of Vedic scriptures. He does not concoct anything. There may be many others who claim to be spiritual masters, but they will speak only through their mind, not with any reference to the Vedic scriptures. And some of them claim to be Bhagavan. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, every time Lord Krishna speaks, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. So some people are interested to know what is Bhagavan. Maybe I'm also Bhagavan after all. I'm also great. I have a great mind and I can do many things. And so many are claiming to be Bhagavan without any reference. Even sometimes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, some of his followers, they were telling him, "Oh, you are Bhagavan." But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not accept this. And he was blocking his ears as though he is not Bhagavan. And anyone who tells him that he is Bhagavan, that would be a great offense. Offense to one who speaks and one who receives that sound vibration. You are Bhagavan. This is a great offense. So he was blocking his ears. Didn't want to hear anything like that. And sometimes also he was telling that if you want to call anybody Bhagavan, if you think you are Bhagavan, you should understand from Shastra. Shastra will tell who is Bhagavan. All the incarnations of Godhead, at least the most important ones, because they are unlimited. So it is not possible to have a complete account of all the avatars, incarnations, or partial expansions, plenary expansions of the Supreme Lord. They are unlimited, just like waves in the ocean. Countless. We cannot count the waves. We cannot count the grains of sand on the beach. We cannot count these unlimited quantities. So the main appearances of the Lord in his various expansions, incarnations, are mentioned in the Vedic scriptures. The mother, the father, their names are mentioned. The place of appearance is mentioned. Their activities are mentioned. The date of their appearance is also mentioned. So many details are mentioned for the most important of these avatars. And that includes Lord Krishna. Many think that Lord Krishna is also avatar, but it will be revealed. And those who are fortunate enough to come in contact with the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, they will be convinced through the scriptures that Lord Krishna is not just one avatar. He is the source of all of them. He is the origin. The Brahma Samhita, in the first beginning of Brahma Samhita, written by Lord Brahma writes that Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhi Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Lord Krishna is the Ishvara Parama. And later on in the Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma writes that Ramadi Murtishu Kalani Amena Tishtan Nana Avatarama Karot Bhuvanechu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Parama Pumanyo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. There are many incarnations who are celebrated, especially in India. Everybody knows Lord Ramachandra, for instance, Lord Narasimha, and the incarnations. Yesterday we were quoting from the Dasavatar Stotra, written by Jayadev Goswami. In this song, Bhajan, Jayadev Goswami wrote the glories of 10 important avatars, starting by Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, and so on. And then number 8, out of the 10, the number 8, yesterday we are reading the appearance of the glories of Lord Balaram. Lord Balaram is also counted as one of the avatars, the elder brother of Lord Krishna. But in this Dasavatar Stotra, somebody may say, where is Lord Krishna? Lord Krishna is not accepted here in this Dasavatar Stotra. Lord Krishna is not there as one of them. But Kesavadruta Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare. For every avatar, Jayadev Goswami is on Kesavadruta, Kurma Sarira, Kesavadruta, Matsya Sarira, Kesavadruta, Haladhara Rupa, and so on. Every one of them, the end of the sloka was Kesavadruta in one particular rupa. So that means, according to this stotra, which is very well accepted, very famous amongst all the stotras written by the great devotees, it is very clear that Kesava is Krishna himself. That is the name of Krishna. No other avatar is called Kesava. Kesava means Krishna, the Supreme Lord. So, according to this Jayadev Goswami, the conclusion is that Lord Krishna appears in all these rupas, all these avatars. He is Krishna, but taking a different form. Form of a fish, form of a tortoise, form of a boar, form of, in this way, Narasimha, half man, half lion. All these forms are Lord Krishna's forms. But Lord Krishna is the origin. So that is the wonderful description given by Jayadev Goswami. And in the Srimad Bhagavatam, if you see the 3rd chapter, 1st Skanda, Srimad Bhagavatam, 24 incarnations of the Lord have been described. Avatar, 24 in number, starting by Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, and so on, and many others. And one of them is also Krishna. Krishna is also counted in this description as a form of Godhead, to be glorified and to be worshipped. But at the end of this, Srila Vedavyas, the author of Srimad Bhagavatam, after giving the description of 24 avatars of the Lord, Vedavyas writes, Ete chamsa kala pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridayanti Yuge Yuge. Lord Vedavyas says, all these incarnations, they are either Amsa or Kala of Lord Vishnu, but Krishna is Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the original Bhagavan. He is the Supreme Lord. He is the origin of all of them. So from this statement, it is very clear that even though we can say that all these avatars, especially the Amsa of the Amsa, this Swamsa, Shamsa Kala, they are very powerful. Some of them are equally powerful as Lord Krishna. They have killed many, many great asuras and they have displayed wonderful leelas. They are being worshipped from millions of years, just like Lord Ramchandra, Lord Narasimha, being worshipped in a human society for many, many millions of years. But Krishna is the origin of all of them. That is the ultimate conclusion. So it is a very great fortune for us to have been connected to this proper understanding of Vedic Shastra, which are very extensive, and sometimes people may simply worship demigods just by taking teachings from the Vedas, because the Vedas also recommend Devata worship. And so that is quite confusing. But the Vedas recommend worship of Devatas for those who are having material desires, to fulfill their material desires. Those who are not awakened to a spiritual life, let them worship the demigods. And gradually they may come from the modes of nature, ultimately Sattvagun. From Sattvagun, they may become more elevated and reach the transcendental platform, worshipping Lord Vishnu and Lord Krishna ultimately. So those who are connected to this Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya are very fortunate. Many of the Vaishnavas also consider Lord Krishna to be avatar of Lord Vishnu. For that, they may also have Vedic instructions how to worship Lord Narayana. If we read the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Krishna Leela, when Lord Krishna was in Dwarka as the master of the Yadus, Arjuna also had made his appearance there while traveling. He was staying there for some time in the company of his close friend, Lord Krishna. Both of them were very, very close. And at that time, in the city of Dwarka, one Brahmin, in the family of a Brahmana, some births took place, one after another. The wife of the Brahmana gave birth to one child after another for 8 times. But what happened is, as soon as the child was taken birth, the child died. And it was a great mystery. And all the people of Dwarka were very much feeling compassion for this Brahmana. He's losing his children one after another. And that Brahmana was very much upset also. And what to do? He went to the head, what's his name? Surya Sen? Ugrasen. Ugrasen at that time was the head king, the king of Dwarka, the father of Kamsa. He had been there, king of Dwarka also. Afterwards, he had been imprisoned by his son. But then after Lord Krishna killed Kamsa, then he came out of jail. And then Lord Krishna told him, you look after the Yadus in Dwarka. So he was the king there. And as Brahmana, he went to the king, Ugrasen, and he complained, what kind of king are you? You cannot protect the Brahmanas? The first duty of the king is to give protection to the citizens. And amongst all the citizens, the king should give special protection to the Brahmanas. So why you are not able to give protection to my family members? Why they are dying one after another? You are not fit to be king. So every time the child was one after another dying just after taking birth, this Brahmana used to go to king and complain. So Lord Krishna and Arjuna came to know what was happening, and especially Arjuna, he became very compassionate. Lord Krishna could understand everything what was going on. So Arjuna expressed himself. He told the Brahmana came to them and he told them this is what's happening. So if the next time, then if my child again dies, then I don't know what's going to happen. I will not survive. So Arjuna became compassionate and he told Lord Krishna, I will protect your family. And I will see that your next child does not die. And if by any chance your child dies, I will commit suicide. I cannot maintain myself. It will be against my own self. I am a Kshatriya, my name is Arjuna, and I can protect everyone in this world, everywhere. I'm famous for that. If I cannot save your next child, then I'm no more Arjuna. No need of Arjuna. So again, next child took birth in that family, Brahmana. And again, child passed away. And again, Brahmana came to Krishna, Arjuna. So Arjuna had decided, now I will commit suicide. But Krishna told him, don't do anything like that. You come with me, let us go. Let us go and find out where are all these children. And Lord Krishna took a special airplane and they went to the skies from this middle planetary system to the heavens, crossing all the heavenly planets, coming to the Brahma effulgence, crossing that effulgence, Brahma Jyoti, and finally coming to the abode of Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu is reclining on the bed of Ananta Sesha. He is the one who is the origin of all the worlds. All the universes are coming out of his body, from the pores of his body, from his mouth, are the origin. He is the origin of all the material creation. And Lord Krishna took that airplane to Mahavishnu. and they were just in front of Mahavishnu. They bowed down to Mahavishnu, offered their obeisances, both of them, Lord Krishna, Arjuna. And Lord Krishna explained that I have come to you because you are the Supreme Master of all the worlds. So certainly you know what happened to these children. So it's a long story which is described in the Dasima Srimad Bhagavatam. And Lord Mahavishnu tells them that I myself, I have kidnapped these children. As soon as they took birth, I took them one by one after another, and they are kept here with me. So they were very surprised. Arjuna especially was very surprised to hear this. Then why Mahavishnu took these children? For what purpose? He did not come to Dwarka. He, by some trick, he took these children one after another. So for what purpose? Finally, Mahavishnu is telling, I knew that you wanted to recover these children and you would come here to have your darshan. Speaking to Lord Krishna, Mahavishnu is telling, I wanted to have your darshan. I knew you are going to come here and reclaim all these children. That's why I kidnapped them. Now I have your darshan. I'm fully satisfied. This is exactly what I wanted. To have your darshan is very, very difficult. I cannot have your darshan regularly. That is why I did this. It is a great, somebody who is doing this is a criminal. Killing the Brahmana's children is a criminal activity. How can Mahavishnu indulge in such criminal activity? But the purpose is to have darshan of Lord Krishna. In this way, that is Mahavishnu Leela, and is a Krishna part of Krishna Leela, from which we understand the exalted, supremely exalted position of Lord Krishna. So those who worship Lord Vishnu, including Mahavishnu, from this Krishna Leela, as explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, they can understand that above Lord Vishnu himself is worshipping Lord Krishna. So therefore, the most worshipable deity is Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Lord Krishna is the origin of Lord Mahavishnu, all the Vishnu avatars. So in this way we understand the position of Lord Krishna even amongst all the Vishnu Murtis. So therefore Lord Krishna says that nobody can understand that position because I'm the origin of everything. But Lord Krishna himself in the Bhagavad Gita, he reveals to Arjuna how to understand him. What is the means by which we can understand Krishna? Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yastasmi tatvataha tato mam tatvato gadva visate tadanantaram. Lord Krishna says, only by devotion, Bhaktya mam abhijanati, by devotion, we can understand Krishna. In other words, by Krishna's mercy only, not by our own mental speculation. I may be a great Vedic scholar, I may be a great philosopher, I may be a great scientist or politician, whatever powerful man. I cannot understand, not by any of these means. Vedeshu durlabam adurlabam atma bhaktavo Brahma Samhita Lord Brahma says, by reading the entire Vedas, it is very difficult to come to that conclusion and to be a devotee of Lord Krishna. Adurlabham Atma Bhakto, only by undivided devotional service, Krishna Bhakti, only we can come to the proper knowledge, proper Krishna consciousness, which is the goal of human life. So this is the conclusion of all the Vedic Shastra. Lord Krishna says that I am known to all the Vedas. Vedaisya sarvai raham eva vidyaha vedantakrit vedavid eva chaham. We can study all the Vedas, but that should be done under the proper direction of the spiritual master, a pure devotee of the Lord. He will give us the proper direction to study the Vedas and to come to that conclusion and to fix our mind on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Bhaktyamam abhijanati. Beyond all the Vedic knowledge, devotion is supreme. That should be the supreme perfection. And these are the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave teachings on the Vedic knowledge to many of his followers and other great pandits of his time. In the conversation with Sanatana Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained to Sanatana the position of Lord Krishna, all the different avatars of the Lord, and the position of Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna comes only once in a day of Brahma. So only recently, we are so fortunate, we are living in that period of time. 5,000 years is nothing as compared to the time of the creation. One day of Brahma is calculated to be 14 Manvantaras. One Manvantara equals 71 Mahakalpas. That is complete Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. One of these cycles multiplied by 71 is the duration of life of one Manu. In one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. Lord Krishna comes once in a day of Brahma, at the time of the 8th Manu. And in this Manu, Manvantara, on the 28th Mahakalpa, that is the scheduled time, Lord Krishna is very systematic. Otherwise, how can he build and maintain this entire creation if he is not systematic? So 5,000 years is nothing as compared to the entire day of Brahma or the life of Brahma, who lives 100 years. So in this way we can easily, if we are fortunate, by the grace of the spiritual master, we can fix our mind. And now, 7 days from now, we are going to celebrate Sri Krishna Janmashtami. So it is opportunity for us to concentrate on these teachings related to Sri Krishna Tattva. As Lord Krishna said, Manmana bhavamad bhakta madhyajimam namaskuru. You fix your mind upon me. You become my devotee. In this way you will understand me by my grace. So we have to develop devotion, not just knowledge, devotion. Devotion is a most important part of our lives. 9 principles of devotion. Number 1 is Sravanam. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, and so on. So, Sravanam Kirtanam, by increasing, now we may have some time on this, before the appearance of Lord Krishna, according to the Vaishnav calendar, some more time we can devote for Sravanam Kirtanam, hearing the teachings of the Acharyas, teachings of Lord Krishna from Bhagavad Gita, teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, teachings of Srila Prabhupada. We can hear with concentrated attention about the appearance of Lord Krishna. What does it say? We can read a few lines from the introduction to Krishna book. Srila Prabhupada writes in the introduction, Krishna himself has explained in the Bhagavad Gita that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that whenever there are discrepancies in the regulative principles of man's religious life and the prominence of irreligious activities, he appears on this earthly planet. In other words, when Lord Sri Krishna appeared, there was a necessity of minimizing the load of sinful activities accumulated on this planet or in this universe. So in the Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, a very important part of the teachings of Lord Krishna to Arjuna and to all of us. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata avyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya chadushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, because Arjuna had some doubt, the conversation, in the middle of the conversation, Lord Krishna says that I taught these same teachings to the sun god, Vivaswan. And Arjuna was inquiring, how is it possible? You are my friend, we are together. This Vivaswan is millions of years ago. So how you can teach the same to Vivaswan? So Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that you were also there. Together we had many, many lives. You cannot remember. I can remember. That is the difference between Lord Krishna and conditioned soul. Arjuna, even though not ordinary soul, being a friend of Lord Krishna, he is not ordinary, but he is a jiva. And Lord Krishna is Bhagavan, Param Bhagavan. So the quality of Bhagavan, he never forgets anything. He has complete knowledge. That is one of his qualities. So therefore, Lord Krishna says, I told this Bhagavad Gita earlier. You cannot remember. And he comes for the purpose of killing the demons and protecting the devotees of the Lord and re-establishing Dharma. Dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami atma mayaya. Atma mayaya. That is also described by the Acharyas in their commentaries. We take birth in this world by force of Maya, Bahiranga Maya. But Lord Krishna appears out of his own will, not by any force. He is not forced to appear. By his own will only, he makes his descent, his appearance in the material world. In this particular universe, he appears in Vrindavan. Vrindavan is a replica of Goloka in the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavan. This Vrindavan here is a replica, and Lord Krishna appears in this particular land to enact his Leela, Mathura, Dwarka. So Atma Mayaya means not like ordinary soul, but out of my own will, Lord Krishna says. And Acharyas also have explained Atma Mayaya means by his own mercy. That is the most important aspect of Krishna avatar. We have to reciprocate. Lord Krishna comes out of his own mercy to give his mercy to all the conditioned souls. So this is certainly our privilege to answer, to reciprocate. As Lord Krishna is merciful, we should accept his mercy. We should dedicate ourselves. We should take this opportunity to Manmama Bhavanmat Bhakta Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. That should be the answer everyone should be able to give on the guidance of the spiritual master, to dedicate ourselves completely. This is the theme of Bhagavad Gita, complete dedication to the Lord. Because he is so merciful. Therefore, we have to accept and we have to dedicate ourselves. And now this is the opportunity to try to increase our devotional service. Just waiting for his appearance. For affairs of the material creation, Lord Mahavishnu, the plenary portion of Krishna, is in charge. Thus, when the Lord descends, the incarnation emanates from Vishnu. Mahavishnu is the original cause of the material creation, and from him, Garbhodakshay Vishnu expands, and then Shirodakshay Vishnu. Generally, all the incarnations appearing within this material universe are plenary expansions from Shirodakshay Vishnu. Therefore, the business of minimizing the overload of sinful activities on this earth does not belong to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself. These are the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explaining what is the ultimate purpose of Krishna's advent. Lord Krishna is supremely powerful and he has his expansions available, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Shirodakshay Vishnu. They are doing everything in the material universe. They are killing the demons. They are also protecting devotees. They are also explaining what is dharma. But specifically, Lord Krishna comes to enact his Leela with his own devotees, to show to everyone his Krishna Leela, and to protect, to enhance our devotion towards him. That is the purpose of descent. As far as killing the asuras, that material nature itself is doing. There can be some natural catastrophe. There can be some powerful disease, accidents, killings. This is going on in the material world. At that time, so many asuras are killed. So Lord Krishna doesn't have to come for that purpose. Nature can do it, or even anybody else can do it. If he is empowered, just like Parasuram, he also killed so many Kshatriyas, asuras. He came as specially empowered for that purpose. So Krishna comes specifically to show mercy to his devotees. But when Krishna appears, all the Vishnu expansions join with him. Krishna's different expansions, namely Narayana, the quadruple expansion of Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha, as well as partial plenary expansions like Matsya, the incarnation of a fish, and the Yuga avatars, incarnations for the millennium, and the Manvantara avatars, incarnations associated with the reigns of the Manus, all combined together and appear with the body of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is a complete whole, and thus all plenary expansions and incarnations always live with him. Just like the king is surrounded by all his ministers, so we can say ministers are part of the king's power. The king is not acting alone. He is acting along with all his ministers. So similarly, to some extent, this is a rough example, Lord Krishna comes along with all his expansions, incarnations, with himself. And whenever there is necessity, these expansions, they also do their duty on the order of Krishna. Just like it is explained that killing the demons, so many demons were killed by Lord Krishna. They were killed by the expansion of Krishna. Krishna is famous as Kesi Nishudana, the killer of Kesi. He's the killer of Dantavakra and so many others. But this killing were carried out by Vishnu in a particular form. Just like the king will tell to this minister, you go there and do this and that. The king doesn't have to go personally. He will send his minister or his representative. So the king, all the powers are in the king. And the king will use these powers by dispatching some representative. Like what Krishna Lila is also. But when Krishna is personally doing his Lila with his own personal associates, that is the real. That is Krishna himself. He doesn't depute anybody else for that. Lord Krishna with the gopis, the gopas in Vrindavan, that is the original Krishna enacting his wonderful Leela. So that is the wonderful explanation given. Therefore, when Krishna appeared, Lord Vishnu was with him. Krishna actually appears in order to demonstrate his Vrindavan pastimes, and in this way attract the fortunate conditioned souls and invite them back home, back to Godhead. The killing of the demons in Vrindavan was carried out only by the Vishnu portion of Krishna. So, this is only, today we have started to try to explain Lord Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is unlimited subject matter, Ananta with his 1,000 mouths from the beginning of creation, glorifying Lord Krishna. It doesn't come to an end. So it is not possible in 7 days to complete the description of Lord Krishna. But to some extent, as far as we are able to do, we shall try to increase our devotion to some extent and try to think of Lord Krishna according to the teachings of our acharyas and our spiritual master. Any other questions or comments? Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय, श्री श्री गौर निताई की जय, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ सुभद्रा बलदेव